update here intraday on the SPX. We're going to check out SPX, go to VIX, see if we have some time for Apple and NVIDIA. Just a couple of shorts that we're already in. So let's dive right into it. We have SPX just on the daily time frame. I just put out this, I showed this range here sometime a few videos back. It's a very tough range to get above. I know price got above here and broke back down into it. Hit resistance here, resistance. You see all this consolidation? Same thing here. Okay, we got into it, and I think that the nail in the coffin for this move is getting back underneath this 40-80 area, getting out of this range, because as far as I'm concerned, once we're in this range, which we got into this mess, it could just rumble around here, waiting for a change of direction, kind of like this one, appearance of a consolidation, and you think we're going to go higher, but really we're just consolidating at the resistance zone to reverse. Same thing when it was happening here, but in the opposite direction, those type of things. So just want to show that we're in this messy area until we get out of that under the 40-80 on the SPX. Then I think that we have to be a little bit cautious. We are above all the moving averages, but I'm already short, so we will add on to our positions when we feel necessary. And this is a possibility. If we're looking at this, I'll zoom out here just a little bit. Okay, if we're looking at this as one large move here, possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ending right here, that's the type of play we're playing right now, and then going into a triangle where this is A, 3-wave move down B, 3-wave C, 3-wave D, and 3-wave complete at this point as E. And then we should see an impulse wave down to start the new trend that should be a little bit more aggressive than this one, because this was a beginning move. And so you see it's a little bit more choppy. Even though you saw some big moves in here, it's a little more choppy. I think this one should be a little bit more straightforward as a 5-wave move down to complete this possible area there. There's Tesla getting below at that 190 mark. I couldn't get into that one. We didn't have a good entry on there. But if this move, it doesn't matter if this is the single move here, or you could add this. If this was all single move here, we had to rebalance. That's just what the market does. It's consolidation. You do it in price or time. And I think we're doing it in time, sideways before continuing to downside. But it doesn't mean that this can't be a 5-wave move down to this point, down at 3,500 area. And this is an A, B, C correction where we're getting a 1, 2 impulsive wave down. A 2, even though it's a deep move back there to the 88th percentile retracement, that's still... it's still valid. So this could be a 1-2 setup, and then we get wave 3 much lower. So we have to keep in mind, if we start to break down and start to get that impulse 5-wave move down, one could be much larger than the other. So we're not gonna, if we get this, we're not gonna just start buying calls on any bounces, because this could be just a first wave 1 and a pullback for 2, and then 3, 4, 5, or we could have already started that as a 1, 2, and then a much larger 5 waves down for wave 3. Okay, so we have to keep both of those in mind if that works out that way. All right, we do have the triangle. This would be the triangle top. You can draw it a couple different ways because of the little tail candle right here. You could put it at the top of the candle and say there's benefit of the doubt, and we can move just a little bit higher. But on ES, we're already touching that line. So if ES is already touching, we could draw it to where it's actually touching there. And then we'd have to look for the bottom of the triangle for a little bit of bounce or some sort of reaction off there. So that's why I'm playing short. I played it short off of there. We know that our stop is going to be right above that top there, and then we'll try it again, start over with our positions. Okay, So that's basically all I want to show you on SPX. If you want a bigger review, look at last night's video, and then we can all right, sorry, I had to pause there, take a phone call, get the car. Our car is in repair. So anyway, okay, we were looking at the triangle. We finished here. We had our move. We have our balance. We believe we're at the end of that balance here. Our alternative is that this is an ABC up for a larger A. This was a B correction, and that we're going to see slightly new highs into 4,200. That is the, and this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move. So even if we get this, if we hold on to support, if we start wiggling our way above this triangle, I'm not going to call out some big breakout and things like this. It's a bear market, and we're looking for a completion of the bear market eventually, because this isn't it. And so we'll look up to 4,200 after that. Looking at the VIX. The VIX was kind of our telltale that we're going to have some sort of reversal, and I'm going to stick to that. Now, the VIX doesn't have to come and rocket right off of the bottom of this triangle. Clearly, it's being held by the 8 EMA right now, but you see the spot where we had liftoff. Now, this happened here multiple times. So you have the smaller moves, corrects, smaller moves, corrects, and kind of builds up momentum before a larger move. So this one doesn't have to go just straight up from here. We could start to do a breakout, a back test, and that might signal, you know, some moves to come. We'll have to watch those. If it breaks out from here, comes back to the triangle bottom, then we'll look for a reverse on the market again. Okay. With Apple, we're starting to pick up just a hair of momentum. It just doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. Looking at the daily time frame, we could change the board here so you can see it a little bit better. Trend is our friend. We have a channel that this has been obeying where it shows slightly above, but just like that last move was slightly above, we're right at the top of the channel here. And then we're getting a cloud cover, a dark cloud cover, I believe you call it, candle formation, which is a possible reversal candle. Okay, we did break the 5-minute trend that was going on, so we have a minor trend break, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's got to start from somewhere, right? And then NVIDIA is having a little bit of trouble now after massive moves, and we're somewhat at a double top. We have a little bit more room to go up here if there is another slight move. We have up to 285. That would coincide with the last top that we had, but 280 is a big number. See, yeah, the last top here, it's kind of that same sort of zone action that we're talking about in the SPX, where there's some consolidation in there. It was resistance, broke into there, and kind of wiggled around, and then was support and became resistance again, and then you had your down move. So that's such a big area. Once again, we're broken up into that, and our trigger, our sell trigger initially would really, even though we have a candle formation here, looks like a tweezer top, the 270 area, that 271, 270 area where the 8 EMA is, that would be a large sell signal to begin the sell off for this. That would kind of be a good indicator for us, because it would be duplicating what happened back there. This is a big area at this 270. Okay, the last thing, I know I didn't mention this, but the last thing is SIL. And the reason why I want to take a look at SIL, it was a request, and I didn't want to forget to do this from one of our viewers here. And we'll go up to, we'll just start with the monthly. Because it's really very similar to the to the gold index, the GDX, the gold miners. Now this one seems to be a little bit weaker with silver, and I do believe it's starting to firm up a bit and might have some sort of move to the upside. I don't know about a breakout move, but we do have this A, B, C, D, E. That doesn't seem right to me. So after this move, we possibly have A headed down here for the larger move. B, C, D, and E, and this might be a little bit more bullish because, you know, at the last one with GDX, it's just in a chop zone. It could go either way, but I just imagine this one going a little higher. I don't see this going so much lower. This is making me want to be more bullish on gold and GDX and on silver, because this move looks like it's trying to get more constructive to the upside, making higher lows. I know we have lower highs as well, but we'll have to see. It's gaining a little bit of strength, momentum here, and maybe this move is close, if not over already, and then we start seeing new highs here. But until we get out of this chop zone, you can't really say that you know where it's going. Let's go to the weekly, see if we can notice anything else. If you notice the indicators, just like GDX, the indicators were trying to make a bull cross, so that's one thing to look out for. And if you need to put your back on something, you know, this is a good spot, 22. If you're holding stock, clearly if you have options, you're not going to wait for down there. But we also have this big resistance here, which is, if you notice, we have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we possibly have a inverse head and shoulder that could break out from this point and head over the 200-day moving average. That would be that would firm up that situation, and then ultimately you want to get above this downtrend line. But that's what we have in silver. We don't really need to go on to daily because price could pull back a little bit, but you have that 8 EMA, could pull back just to get a little bit more energy and then start breaking out from there. That's what I would want to see to be bullish on this. All right, that's it for the intraday. I do believe we have a turnaround in the market, but we're going to have to see some follow through come by because tech is not wanting to budge. But if you're gonna, you watch Apple, you watch NVIDIA, Tesla's already breaking down, and then Meta's holding this thing up as well. So those big TikTocs. Anyway, don't forget to like the video. Thanks for joining us. We will talk to you either later tonight or again tomorrow.